So guys, this is my weekly report for May 22nd. And just to give you the idea, Deborah and I and Denise were out here striper fishing, and you're going to see who caught all the fish. So let's show them what we got. And Deborah got her personal best, which is probably a little over 10. She can't even hold it up. But we had a really good day out here today, striper fishing. There's a lot of fish still here in the system, and we caught, easy limits, and then we had some little maintenance trouble. My trolling motor died. So anyway, other things I've been doing, I was up at Berryessa earlier in the week a couple of times, catching a lot of king salmon, trout, and kokanee. The bite there has been off the hook. Still have to get your boat decontaminated to go there. You have to make an appointment. They do that at Markley Cove or up at Puda. It's just a regular fishing boat, runs about $80, but you got to have it decontaminated, and then they put a green tag when you leave, and you could go back at any time. But if you came down here to Delta or whatever and broke that tag off, you got to start all over again and have it decontaminated. So every time you decide you want to go to a different lake, it's basically $100 every time you want to go somewhere. So anyway, the fishing's been really good. It's been windy down here, down the Delta. The water kind of churned up a little bit, but we had a good day. But my electric motor took a poo-poo, so I got to get that fixed. So anyway, ocean fishing, haven't heard too much about, anything about bluefin and stuff. But the 20 Phantom rock fishing is open, so the shallow stuff is open. And one of the better areas to go is out of Bodega Bay, and maybe get a hold of Rick Powers. But the bottom fishing over there is probably off the hook when you could get out there. And you guys could do some surf fishing. I heard outside San Francisco, out past the Golden Gate, out there in those beaches out there, they're doing pretty good. Inside the bay, the halibut season started. The live bait receiver in San Francisco is open, but there's the tides this month. If you look in the month of May, the tides have all been red. So we've been having really fast tides, and the halibut hunker down in the sand, and they really don't bite. So the halibut fishing has been kind of tough. And the striper fishing, off the hook. I mean, the guys are out there drifting around, and they're making a couple drifts and they're done. You have limits already. There's so many stripers in the system this year. It's been really crazy. They're just fishing the bay. They were catching a lot of them in the bay and the rivers up in Calusa. But a lot of the fish that were up north in Calusa have already spawned out, and they're headed back. And these fish that we're catching, that we caught today, they don't look spawned. So there's a lot of fish that were in Rio Vista over there on the San Joaquin side, because they were doing those smoke plants where they're dumping in 400,000 little baby smolts about that big. And we were down there catching the heck out of them. And Blade Runner Rick, he was over there last week, and he was just hammering them. And they were all about this size of the fish that I'm showing you that we caught today, in that 8 to 10 pound range. And there's a ton of them. There's still a lot of them in the system. I would bet money you could go in the Sacramento metro area and bait fish for them with pow worms or sardines. I know a lot of guys that are fishing off the bank are catching them. But, if you're anchoring up, I would find somewhere in around that 8 to 15 feet of water. You're probably going to be pretty close to the bank, and you should be able to do real good. So the striper season this year has been really, really, really good. Other things in the river, this is the time of year the shad come up. I see a lot of guys that are out there. My brother's been going a lot. He's been fishing over at Miller Park. But Freeport, the Firing Line, the mouth of the American, the mouth of the Feather, those are all your prime spots. Most of the guys are using the 1-inch champagne or chartreuse grub or sabiki rigs. But remember, when you have a sabiki rig, they come with like 6 or 8 flies on there. You only allow 3 on your line. So, you have to take some of them off to be legal. But the shad run is just starting. It should get really good here in the next probably 2 weeks. When the weather starts changing and starts getting really warm, it should turn on really good. Other than that, like I said, I've been up at Berryessa. The trout and kokanee fishing has been off the hook. Troy Barr's been also doing real good. He's a guy that you might want to contact, or Big Nate. They've been up there smashing them. Nate's been on those fish for quite a while. So we went up there and tried it. I got the new ductwork. That thing is unbelievable. I'm really, really, really pleased with that new ductwork. We were out there in the heavy winds, 20, 25-mile-an-hour winds, and had no problem tracking, or it's just really a fishing machine. But we've been catching a lot. Mostly we've been getting the salmon, and we caught starting to get kokanee, and we got some up to 17 inches. So I think it's going to be a pretty good year this year up there. Other than that, New Melones, I heard, is off the hook. Um, the kokanee fishing has just been crazy over there, but they don't have a decontamination center yet. They're talking about putting one in, but they haven't done it. So if you want to go there, you got to go up there, tag it. They put a red tag, and you can't come back for 30 days. You can't go anywhere for 30 days. Then you can go back, and then they put a green tag. Then you can go back whenever you want. That's the bad part about this mussel thing, is that once you choose a lake, you're almost stuck there. So you have to keep going back to that same lake. They're working on it right now to get it to where that green tag would be honored anywhere. I heard Orville is using like a blue or a purple tag or something. This is crazy, but they need to get some of these politicians involved here and get this thing straightened out, so that you can use be a really simple situation. All they have to do is test these lakes and have the same company test all these lakes for the golden mussel. And if they find one that has mussels, quarantine the lake, then get tight with the rules. But all the other ones are probably clean, so that you go to a lake, you get a green tag on, you could go to Berryessa, then you could go to New Melones. All these lakes up in the foothills are going to start doing this stuff too. So pretty soon it's going to be like either own 5 boats or you just go to one lake. So anyway, like I said, the Orville's been on. I know Shasta. Haven't heard too much about Whiskey Town on the trout kokanee. The trout season opened in Sears, and it snowed opening weekend, but I'm sure they're catching a lot of trout in the Sierra. So you just pick and choose where you want to go. I heard Builder's Bar for kokanee has been a little bit tough. I don't think that there's something goofy there, but that lake's full of them, so they got to be somewhere. Maybe people aren't looking in the right place. But as far as like the lakes that are producing the best right now is just New Melones or Berryessa. Bass fishing, it's good everywhere. Clear Lake's been having big limits. Berryessa is really good. Denise and her friends were up there. Her sister were up there at Berryessa this week, and they caught around 50. They caught a lot of smallmouth. They said they saw a lot. They caught them on topwater, caught them on Kitex. Pretty much could do it, catch them on anything. Don Pagnelli, guides up there. He's been going twice a week, and he's been having 50 to 100 fish days. So if it's something that you want to do and learn, you might want to contact Don and head up there. What other things going on? Really, basically, it's probably been the same thing every month, every week. You hear me talking. I've been mainly doing the same thing. I don't know what the heck's wrong with my trolling motor, but it's gonna put me down in this bass boat for a little while. So I'll probably be back up at Berryessa. You guys need a new boat, or you need any repairs done, or electronics, go see Gone Fishing, and they could take care of you. Every Saturday morning on 11:40 on California Sportsman's, I'm on the radio. I come on at 6:40. First of the month, I'm always in the studio. And then after that, I just call in. So I always give updates on the reports that are going on around here. And I'm still doing the consulting. I'm only want to do it a couple times a week. So if you need any help with your electronics, or if you want to learn how to go out like today, and we were catching the stripers on chatterbaits and fish traps. If you wanted to learn that kind, then you can give me a call. Denise should call me because she needs some help. But you could call me at 916-761-7594, and we could get something done and get you guys on the water. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.